Hello YouTube viewer. Does the idea of gaining access to free digital media courses whilst increasing your income at the same time sounds appealing? Check out and subscribe to WA-courses on YouTube. We upload video tutorials every week that will teach you how to develop a website in WordPress, edit your YouTube videos, use Microsoft Word, Excel and PowerPoint effectively, trade in the Forex and commodities market, start an online business, and much more.
Miracle Food Organic. Miracle Food. Miracle Perfect Cleanse and Reboot. Miracle Food. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's vegan, gluten-free, 100% natural, fresh from nature, organic. Get your miracle food today. Get your miracle food today. Miracle food, suitable for all ages. It's the perfect cleanse and reboot.
Alright, peace, y'all. Peace. A lot of y'all have been asking me to do this video that just came out by the Weeknd, titled "Sacrifice." Now, I don't really follow up with a lot of these a lot of these artists' videos when they come out. So I appreciate everybody that leaves comments and asks me to, decipher these videos, because like I said, I don't really watch any of this stuff or listen to it. So it's great that you guys inform me on a lot of these videos and stuff like that. So, I can look into it and, break certain things down. Alright, but this video by the Weeknd titled "Sacrifice" is a new video that came out a few days ago, I believe last week or something like that. But there's a few things that I've noticed in this video that possibly could have went over some people's heads, and I'm gonna decipher it. Now, if you've been under a rock and don't know who the Weeknd is, he's an artist that is signed to Drake's label. I believe he's a Canadian artist. He mainly focuses on, I would say, more or less like pop, almost, maybe like pop. He came in like R&B, but then, took the pop route, you know what I'm saying? To gain more success, I guess so, So I'm going to be breaking down this video, though, for y'all, all right? Okay, so the video starts off with the Weeknd, okay, surrounded by black, wearing all black, and there is something very odd about the beginning scene of this video, but I'm gonna break it down for you guys and explain it in full detail so you kind of have a clear understanding on a lot of these things. Now, he did an alternate version for this video, but he titled it "Alternate World," so I'm gonna be breaking that down too as well. But the video starts off with him wearing all black, okay, surrounded by black. Now, if you don't know, this is to represent the spiritual realm, okay? If you remember when I told you guys, when these people go into comas, they have spiritual connections where they tell you, you see the light, okay? When you on the borderline of death and, you have a talk with these spirits. All right, this is that realm that you have that connection with these spirits. All right, now the video starts off with him standing there, right? But then there's a voice in the background that says, "You're now listening to 103.5 Dawn FM." Now, pay attention to those numbers because 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. Okay, now. All right, so 9 is a spiritual number. in numerology that represents completion. Okay, so when it says completion, right, that means that it's finished. All right, the deal has been sealed. All right, so when we pay attention to that number, all right, and many of y'all may pinpoint, numerous reasons what 9 represents, or the connection to it. But I want to point out something also. When the voice says you're now listening to 103.5, all right, Dawn FM. Okay, now if we pay attention to the meaning of dawn, okay, it is the first appearance of light in the sky before sunrise. Okay, so this usually takes place around 6 a.m. All right, around 6 a.m. you see this. Now, remember when I told you guys about the horizon, okay, and what the horizon stands for, all right, to represent Horus, okay, the rising of the sun. All right, so when they use these type of things and speak in certain codes, so the listener or viewer won't catch on to it, you may just think that the Weeknd is just being creative or whatnot. But these things have a deeper meaning, only to make the spell that they're putting on you more effective, basically. Okay, when these people cast these type of spells in their music videos, there's certain things and depictions that they may do, small little details that they may do to distract the viewer, okay, to keep them in a subconscious mind state. All right, tapping into your subconscious, basically. All right. Now, also, I want to add that the voice actually says, "You've been in the dark for way too long." Now, remember, if you guys are new to my channel, I mentioned a couple of months ago about that light, okay? To be careful when you hear people speaking of the light. A lot of rappers mention the light in their song, okay? But they're not talking about enlightening you or teaching you anything that will give you a state of consciousness. They're speaking of the light bearer, that Luciferian light, okay? So when these people tap into this so-called light, all right, this guiding light, all right, there's a total different meaning, because they want to keep you in the dark, all right? So when this voice says, "You've been in the dark for way too long," all right, and then the scene cuts to the Weeknd staring at the light, okay, this light is to represent that satanic light, all right, that Luciferian light, all right, because Lucifer is the light bearer. All right, so I already broke this down about Colombia and things of that nature. The Statue of Liberty, all of these things represent Luciferianism. All right, you guys got to be more, on point when listening to these type of things. All right, but just be very careful. So it's safe to say that if you watch this video with a blind eye, it's possible that he possibly put a spell on you to lead you towards that direction. Will it be effective? No, if you know what's going on. But to the average viewer that doesn't know what's going on, it possibly could be affected. Okay. Now, I want to point out something here as well. If we look at this beam of light, right, I want you guys to pay very close attention to how this director, okay, did this here. Now, if we look at this beam of light, okay, it kind of resembles a compass. Okay, if you see the certain points at each diagonal point at the as a compass, you have north, east, south, and west, right? So 4 points represent that compass. Now, when we tapping into the compass aspect, I don't want to get too deep for y'all because it'll take me way too long. But the compass is to represent the Christ. All right. Now, Cat Williams mentioned this also, like the cross. Not to say it's the same thing, but the crucifix also represents the compass. Okay. This is all of these things have been done, from eons ago. But I don't want to deter from the message because I want to keep it focused on the actual video. All right. But this right here is to show the 4 cardinal points. All right. North, east, south, and west. All right. So and that taps into a person's Christ conscious. So when we see this light here, when they showing this light here, They in betweens, in between the hidden lines, there are 4 points being directed to the viewer, to subconsciously let them see a cross without them knowing. If you could look at it from your peripheral, if you turn your face a little bit and look at this picture right here, like turn your face to the side and then look at the screen, you'll see the cross. All right, because it's to tap into your Christ consciousness. But the average viewer is not watching that. All right, they just looking at a screen and they not paying attention to it. But it's to tap into your Christ consciousness. It's playing with your subconsciousness. So you guys got to be very careful when watching this type of stuff. All right. Now it shows him walking through a hallway. All right. Now this hallway that he's gliding through, all right, is to represent the portal. Okay, the portals, that the many dimensions that the spirit travels through before they get to that basically that afterlife. Because when I don't know personally anybody who's died and told me any stories about what happens when you go to the afterlife or things of that nature, but your spirit, all right, your spirit actually leaves this physical world and travels through this so-called beam of light. And as your spirit travels through that beam of light, okay, there are different portals that your spirit may travel through before you get to that point. All right, so when we see this here, this is a representation of this. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going though, but this video is crazy in itself. So now the Weeknd, all right. Now I told y'all about this, right? I told y'all about this. When these people make these satanic pacts, right, with these devils and stuff, right? They go through a coma, all right? They have comas, okay? They go through life tragic events, all right? Or where they've experienced some type of spiritual realm where they make these connections with these spirits, all right? So when we see the Weeknd laying on the floor in a position as if he was dead, and then he awakens, all right? This is what I was telling y'all. I told y'all this. This is exactly what happens. When you make a pact, something bad is going to happen to you, all right? Something life-threatening is going to happen to you where it's a near-death experience and you go into a coma state. Now, when you go into this coma state, that's where they meet these demons and spirits and all kind of crap, and they make these deals, all right? So when they wake up from this coma, they become this whole new person. All right, they look different, they talk different, they act different. That spirit has been inducted into them. Now I'm gonna talk about being. Now I don't want to tap into this too deep, but I'm gonna talk about evoke and invoke. All right, when you evoke a spirit, that is basically bringing a spirit into the physical realm and allowing it to guide you. When you invoke a spirit, you're allowing that spirit to come inside of you and do its work. All right, so this is what these people do. They may tap into this spiritual realm or make deals with these demons, and then all of a sudden, they say, okay, you tell a demon, okay, you can use my body as a vessel, and then that demon will enter them, and then they look totally different. They act different. They're not even the same person no more. So if you went to school with the Weeknd, and you just happen to see the Weeknd in the supermarket, he might not even notice you. All right, he's not even going to know who you are because he's a totally different person. This is what I'm saying. When these people become famous, they can't have normal conversations with you because they're a totally different person. All right, they when they make deals and sell out, they can't communicate with the average person anymore because that spirit has taken over them. All right, now, as you can see here, now I don't know if they're making a mockery of this. But as you can see here, there are people, okay, there are individuals that are dressed in cloaks. Now, I broke this down in the Young Dolph video, what a cloak is and the meaning behind it and how it has a connection to the occult, and we see a lot of these cloaks being worn and, these Illuminati clips and all of that stuff, this is what they do, all right? This is exactly what they do. So when we look at this, we take a clear view at this. All right, we clearly see that, there's some occultism going on here. All right, we clearly see it. But I'm going to keep going, though. Okay, so now it shows the Weeknd being carried. Okay, being carried and dragged into what appears to be this occult. Okay, so now this is a depiction of him being forced into this situation. Because like I told y'all, right, when you get involved with this stuff, all right, you basically trapped. You there's no getting out. Once you sell your soul, you belong to them. All right, you belong to, and there's no getting out of that. Like, you're not coming back from that. Y'all remember that Nori clip I showed y'all a while back?
With that being said, there is a certain level that you get at that you can't go no further unless you're aware of certain things. And I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level that you get to. That there's a door that you have to walk through. And it's on you to walk through that door. And once you walk through that door, there's no coming back.
Alright, so when we see the Weeknd being carried into this occult, okay, and these individuals around him are bowing down, okay, praising, alright, whichever spirit they are worshiping, I'm pretty sure is Satan, because everything in this video is black. Alright, everything is black in this video. So this is to show you that he's playing with the dark side, pretty much, alright? Now, here's what I'm going to point out, right? This is crazy. Now, if you know the story, alright, of Jesus Christ, okay, being crucified, alright? This is the flim-flam that they doing here. Now, Jesus was dragged, okay, before he was crucified in this same manner, alright? But the blasphemy of this, okay, and you see how his hands are positioned? The blasphemy of this right here, right, is to show you that he's being crucified into Satanism. All right, so this is what I'm saying. Like, they're using they're depicting that these what do you call the people that crucified Jesus? I don't really know the name of them, but they're flipping it on them and they're flipping it on the viewer to make it seem like this is occultic rituals and all that stuff, but it's being blasphemous towards the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, all right? And these people know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Everything is to tap into your subconscious, all right? To tap into your Christ conscious, to make you believe, okay, subconsciously this is all a depiction of Christ, but it's using negative imagery. If you look at it for what it is, it's to tap into your subconscious, your Christ conscious, but they're using negative imagery. So they're basically putting poison in your eyes for you to indoctrinate this type of lifestyle. All right. Sooner or later, everyone in the world will tap into this. That's why you got to stay strong in your belief system and don't change for nobody. All right. Don't change. Don't give up. If you have faith in Jesus or whatever you believe in, stand firm on that and don't change for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to try to do things to knock you off your pivot, all right, to make you lose faith. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do certain shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? This is how they mislead the viewers, man. You know, we got to understand that this world belongs to Satan. So they're going to do anything in their willpower to manipulate the viewer, all right? This is called tricknology, by the way. Now, I'm not really too sure what this symbol represents. I'm sure if I looked into it a little bit better, I probably could see it. But from what I'm looking at, it appears to be a stairway or some sort of like that. I don't know what that is. Now, I find this very funny that there are 13 light beams coming down from the top. Okay, of this image here. Now, like I said, if y'all out there know, possibly may know what this image represents, you could leave it in the comments. You know what I'm saying, so people could do their due diligence on this. You know what I'm saying, but I find this very odd. Okay, and this is real, sick behavior, man. Like how these people are doing this type of stuff. But let's keep on going, man. Okay, so it gets to the point where. Now I see what this thing was here. All right, so this is basically a platform for the Weeknd to be sacrificed on. All right, now you remember when I said that they want to depict this as Jesus or whatever the case. He's going to be prepared to be sacrificed by this occult. Now, we look at this and see. we look at this and see, oh, okay, it's just the Weeknd, stretched out, and they're about to, we just see them, they're about to sacrifice the Weeknd. But there's a deeper meaning to this whole sacrificing thing, all right? Some artists would say, no, I'm sacrificing myself, all right? I'm sacrificing myself for my art, all right? I'm putting myself on the line, okay, just to share with the people. No, that's a lie, all right? This is a depiction here, all right? And you're doing this, you're tapping into people's subconscious, all right, to let them know that this is what's going on here. All right, now, a person that's 14, 15 years old that lives in the suburbs, okay, that may think that the Weeknd is everything to them, right? They may not even know anything about this type of stuff, okay? And they'll just think that it's cool because it's the Weeknd. Yay, the Weeknd put out a new video. I love him. Go read the comments. Go read the comments on this video, all right? People are still asleep out here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here to wake up everybody. I just want to talk to the people that know what's really going on. So that's why we do what we do here. Okay, now, you remember when I told you? All right, it was all a depiction to make you think that he was about to be sacrificed. But what did they do? They stood up, okay, this platform that he was on. And what does it represent? The crucifixion of Christ. Okay, so you see how they flipped that on the viewer to make you think that this was, oh, he's about to be sacrificed. They're going to cut him in half. No, you know what I'm saying? This is all a depiction to play with the viewer's mind, all right, to tap into that duality. Remember I told y'all, this is all about negative and positive. So they playing with you. When you watching this, they playing with you. They playing with your emotions on the low, but most people may not catch that type of behavior, all right? So you know how... I believe that was they called the disciples? I don't know what they was called, but the people that crucified Jesus Christ, they were all standing around him before he was crucified. You feel what I'm saying? So this is all playing with your mind here. Okay. Oh, so here we are. Somebody walks through the crowd of cloak with a cloak on, a red cloak. Looks like a demon by the looks of the hands here. Looks like a demon of some sort or a spirit. But they're going to tell you that, oh, this is a play on the movie Eyes Wide Shut. No, this has nothing to do with Eyes Wide Shut. I don't see nothing. I don't see the similarities besides this demonic crap right here. All right. But this individual here wearing red, all right, is supposed to represent the head leader of this occult. Now, when we see all of these individuals in all black surrounded by this person in red, all right, there's the leader, okay, the highest priest next to Satan, all right. I don't know too much about this, but if you guys want to look into anything, I don't even recommend looking into it. Don't even bother. I'm not even going to give y'all that information. I ain't even going to do that. Okay, so now here, this person in red, okay, apparently snatches the soul from the Weeknd, okay? So to represent him selling, all right, his soul to this individual in red. Now, some may say that this person in red or whatever it is in red represents the devil, okay? Yeah, clearly, all right? But I'm speaking on it from an occult standpoint, all right? When people get involved in the occult and stuff like that, it does take place where the individual may sell their soul to the occult leader, all right, and become indoctrinated in this, and then the occult leader will then practice black magic for this individual to make them become a mega superstar or things of that nature. If you live in California, you know, or Detroit, you know that there is the Church of Satan everywhere. They even got one in New York, but they low key though. But Satanism is everywhere, all right? It's everywhere. Luciferianism is pretty much everywhere. They're not hiding. There are many of these places able to be found, you know what I'm saying, anywhere. But this basically depicted of the Weeknd selling his soul to this entity or person or demonic force, whatever the case may be. And in return, he's going to reap the benefits for it, basically. Okay, now, you see here the pictures of him start to change, like the colors and contrast and the hues and everything like that starts to change. All right, now when you're in a dream realm, all right, this is how you view your dreams. All right, if some of y'all can relate to this, when you dream, all right, and you're in a astral realm or whatever you want to call it, and you tap into that force, the depictions are viewed upon it as in the same manner. You know, it's not really clear, like you can't see it in the physical world, but you can still witness it, all right? This is to represent that dream element, that dream atmosphere, all right? So they know what they're doing when they do these type of videos, man. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly what they're doing to the viewer and tapping into your subconscious. But the average person is just watching it. You know what I'm saying? They're not paying no real close attention to it. Okay, so now it cuts back to the scene with the Weeknd, right? But funny thing is that he's no longer strapped to this platform, okay? But his hands are still raised in the Messiah fashion, okay? To represent now he has became a god, all right? He has now been indoctrinated as a god, all right? And these people know what they're doing. They took the chains off of him. So once he was strapped in, okay, and he gave his soul to this person or demonic force, the chains have been released from him, all right? And now he's able to become this god, all right? Now, if you believe that you're a god out there or a goddess out there, I'm not knocking you, all right? But you got to believe in a higher creator. If you believe that, if you don't believe that there's no other higher force out there that's stronger than you, I just want you to reevaluate certain things, all right? That's all I'm going to say to you because you know, I seen somebody in my comments say, Jay don't know that he's a god. Fuck him. All right. Like, you know, I don't believe in that theory. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that you don't have to curse me out because I believe in God. But, you know, these are people that, you know, they have their own mind frame. But I ain't gonna focus too much on that though. You know what I'm saying? Word. But if you believe in God, just reevaluate. You don't believe in God, just reevaluate. Now, I want you to peep something here, all right? Now, all I'm gonna say is this. Now, all of a sudden, the Weeknd, okay, is back strapped to this platform, all right? Which represents certain levels. Now, if you guys pay attention to this depiction here, their hands are raised up high, okay, in an Egyptian fashion. Okay, some would say, oh, this is to mimic secret society or whatever. No, this is to represent the Egyptian worship. Now, we've seen this gesture being done plenty of times in Michael Jackson's Thriller video, you know, when he's dancing and all of that stuff with his hands like that. But if you go back to ancient artifacts, we've seen that the Egyptians also carried their hands like this. So when we see this type of depiction here, and it's going hand in hand with Satanism, you know, do your due diligence. I already told y'all that Egyptian worship was brought into this whole atmosphere by Aleister Crowley. If you don't believe me, go do your research. Black people wasn't practicing all of that Egyptian worship before Aleister Crowley came in the picture. All right, like I don't know what part of that don't y'all understand, but that's why I don't mess with it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't mess with Egyptian worship because it was introduced to America or, you know, society by Aleister Crowley. And anything that has to do with Aleister Crowley, I want no parts of, all right? I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't care about who, or it's our original spirituality or anything. Once it's been tampered with by that man, it's pretty much toxic at that point, all right? Like, you know, like you guys got to understand, you're reading knowledge from people that, you know, that don't have any history on this stuff, all right? You're reading books that are produced by the enemy. You get what I'm saying? Like whether it be your Egyptian belief system or whatever, the enemy still wrote that book, all right? You got to remember that, man. Like they can tell you whatever they want to tell you in these books, all right? You can't be that naive to believe that everything you see or hear is true. You know, I don't, and I'm not quoting Benjamin Franklin or nothing like that, but he said, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. All right. So just take that into consideration when you know, when we talk about certain things like the you know, Egyptian worship and stuff like that. Okay, so now we see here that after selling his soul to this deity or demon, okay, the Weeknd now becomes a star. Okay, he's now a star. All right, but he is chained. He is chained up, okay, because he is now a slave to the system. All right, when you become a slave to the system, this is a representation of giving up your rights and morals. Like I said, once you sign up for this mess, man, you ain't getting out of that. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting out of that. You stuck in that lifestyle forever. Okay? Why do you think that a lot of these entertainers that don't want to be a part of this business anymore, you know, when they fall off completely. I mean, you see them at their lowest of low, okay? Homelessness, everything. We've seen it with people like Orlando Brown, Aaron Hall, all of these people, Alexander O'Neal, all of these people that actually were in the business, you know what I'm saying? And then they hit rock bottom when they don't get involved in this stuff anymore. But yeah, anyways, yeah, we see it for what it is, all right? So when you see the chains and the chains wrapped around his hands, that's to represent that slavery. He's tied into the industry, and there's no getting out of that, all right? The only way that he could get out of this is if he, you know, denounces himself from this lifestyle. But 9 times out of 10, before he even got a chance to do that, before he even gets a chance to denounce himself, they'll kill him because he's worth money, all right? That's just the facts of the matter, all right? All right, so now I'm going to point out these lyrics, though, all right, before I end this crap right here. The verse starts off, I was born in a city where the winter nights don't ever sleep, all right, them cold nights, all right. There's a lot of stuff about that winter nights don't ever sleep. That is where, you know, like I said, these people go and do these deals at night and all of that stuff and make these, you know, like I said, I'm not going to go into it, but go watch a few videos back. I already explained this stuff in the Fortune Bargain videos. But yeah, just, you know, so this life's always with me. The ice inside my veins will never bleed. Okay, meaning that he's cold. Once he did this, Pat, whatever demon he did, you know what I'm saying? It turned him into a cold person. All right, like I said, once they let these spirits into them, they not the same no more. You know what I'm saying? They not the same person. They wouldn't recognize you if you said, "Yo, you remember me from 3rd grade?" And they be like, "I don't know who you are." You get what I'm saying? They done sold their soul. They sold their soul, man. Second verse says, every time you try to fix me, I know you'll never find that missing piece. Okay, when he says every time you try to fix me, I know you'll never find that missing piece. Now, that missing piece is his soul, all right? That piece that's missing is his soul, because guess what? You'll never try to fix him. So when he says every time you try to fix me, he's talking to those people out there that say, oh, just give your life to God. Just give your life to God, Weeknd. You need to repent to God. You need to repent. And he says, I know you'll never find that missing piece because my soul is gone, basically. All right, you'll never find that in me because my soul is gone. When you cry and say you miss me, all right, I lie and tell you that I'll never leave. But, all right, now that's all a depiction and play on like, okay, love and all of that stuff. But understand, that's how they do. They'll throw in a little bit here and there. They're not going to make the whole song about Satanism, but they'll throw in little hints and quotes and stuff like that for the, you know, the average. Like I said, this is all writing a spell on the listener, all right? These are all spells being casted on the listener. When you write lyrics like this, you're intended for the person to hear it in that depiction as if, wait, what's that mean? You know what I'm saying? But it sounds so good, it might go over your head. Okay, so, all right now. So remember when I told you guys in the Kanye West video about astral projection, right? And all of these things and tapping into this consciousness and all of this stuff, like you guys have to be very careful. If you tap into this type of stuff, you're gonna, it's a possibility if you don't know what you're doing, you could lose your mind. All right, you could lose your mind, man. And we've seen it time and time again with people, talking about astral projection, and then, they want to ascend, and then next thing you know, they wind up dead. People like Capital Steez, they tap into this astral realm, and then once they get so deep into it, they don't never come back. All right, they want to live there. They rather live in that realm than be here in the physical realm. All right, they feel more comfortable there, and they go and do something like jump off a roof or whatever the case may be, or do something to end their life, because they've lost their mind. They went bonkers and tapped into something that's too deep. So when I say to y'all, be careful from the tree of knowledge, right? Basically, if you focusing on the tree of knowledge, and you're always in search for knowledge, once you reach to a certain level of knowledge and you feel that you can't go no more, all right, the world will become dull to you. You're not even going to be able to conversate with normal people anymore, because you're going to feel so out of this world that it's going to become boring to you. That's why you have to be very careful. And then when people feel like the world is boring and they can't relate to human beings, they may do something that may drive them off the edge, okay? Because that type of knowledge is very dangerous. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't study certain things and be knowledgeable about what's going on, but a lot of people tap into certain knowledge, and then they use this knowledge, and then they want to aspire for more, and then they keep on going up. They keep on going up, and the higher up you go, the more dangerous it gets. All right, because you really shouldn't be expanding your mind to that level. If you guys remember the movie Limitless, all right, where that guy took that pill and he was able to use all, I believe it was like 100% of his brain or something like that. And when he did that, towards the end of the movie, you know what I'm saying, he went crazy. All right, he lost his mind, because you're not supposed to tap in with that. You're not supposed to play with your brain and stuff like that and mess around with stuff, because this can be dangerous. All right. So when I say that, be careful of the tree of knowledge, and choose the tree of life. The tree of life is wealth, happiness, love, family. Things that are important to you. Like, choose life over knowledge, because the more knowledge you gain, or whatever you feel you gain, and the more you may know about people, you're not going to be able to communicate with the average person. All right, and it's going to bear burden on you. And a lot of these people, they snap and go off the deep end. You know what I'm saying? So you guys asked me about what happened to Capital Steez. There's a lot of spiritual things that happened to that brother, but like I said, I don't want to touch on it, because there's a lot of stuff that I can't really mention. You know what I'm saying? Just off the strength that, that type of stuff is, forbidden to really talk about. But, all right, now it cuts back to the individual in red. And this individual removes its cloak from over its head. Now, I don't know if this is a man, or I don't know if this is a woman, but I'm going to stay away from what the gender of this is, because nowadays you can't even mention, you know what I'm saying, stuff like this. So yeah, but I would say it's the lady in red. All right, like I said, the lady in red that represents the Lucifer and things like that. But I don't know this. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm just going to stay away from that. But yeah, the person takes the cloak off of their head, all right, and then you see that it is the individual here, that is the leader, or the spirit guide, the one that teaches them, or the Lucifer, the light bearer, all right. So all right, so here, apparently, the Weeknd had his hands on the microphone, right, and he had on these gloves. That the chains were strapped to. Now, as he took his hands, out of these gloves, all right, he seen that his hands were decapitating. They were decrepit, okay? If he takes his hands out of this power, if he removes himself from this power, okay, he will basically disintegrate. Okay, and when I say disintegrate, I mean as far as with he will lose everything. Okay, because this is a way that they tap into spiritual things without showing you what's really going on. But as he removes his hands, he sees that his hands are turning into what appears to be zombie or some type of nasty demonic force. He's turning into something else. All right, but you see here that he's allowed this spirit to come into him, all right, and his physical body is changing, okay, and it looks like they're making it seem like he was burned or he was on fire or whatever the case may be, but this is the representation of, changing, you know what I'm saying, changing into that demonic force, allowing that entity to turn him into something else, all right. So now, once he removed his hands, all right, his power is decreasing. He's turning into something different, all right. Now, that person in the red, right? That person in the red then turns into what appears to be a demon, all right, or Satan for that matter, okay. Now, as this demon, not person, but as this demon is laughing at the Weeknd, he realized he made a mistake, okay, by selling his soul. He realized that he made a mistake here, all right, and by doing this, it's going to cause him pain and misery. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, when people mess with this stuff, man, and tap into this mess, man, the people behind closed doors, they know what they're doing to make these puppets do what they want them to do. All right. Once you get involved in that industry, you pretty much stripped of everything you believe in, and they put whatever they want to install into you. All right. It's like doing a factory reset on your phone. That's how they do these artists. All right. And they download whatever they want them to think. All right. It's the same concept. All right. Okay. So now the video cuts off where the Weeknd escapes at the hands of these occultist people. All right. He escapes. All right. But it didn't cut off. He didn't leave or anything. He's playing the game still. So don't be deceived and, make it think like, oh, the Weeknd didn't sell out. He didn't sell out. No, he's still playing the game. All right. So with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I thank everybody that subscribed, liked, shared, comment. Every last one of y'all that joined the Patreon, I appreciate y'all. And I thank y'all so much, man. God bless. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful week. All right? Peace.